Rivington Guitars, NYC's best little guitar shop in the East Village.
And how long have you been there?
Wow. Years. Too long. I should have been a rock star by now.
I'm gonna wait for the day where you are that rock star. You go back and you maybe are, you got people outside the door. You're signing their guitars or whatever, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you buy that little guitar shop.
Yeah, man. I definitely do some shopping there for sure.
How did I look? No bad, not at all bad. Well chosen briefs, I'd say. Chicks love grey. Nice, firm buttocks.
Soaks you through and there's no way back. You offer me your hand smoking big cigars while you're singing for your supper in a beat-up bar. And his love rides the truck stops home.
Got Sam Phelps all the way from Brooklyn, New York. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Hey, so good to see you again. So thank you so much for joining us with Bandwagon TV's Joyride. We love it making it out to the big city, but also the Brooklyn area. I think where you could say, when you cross the bridge, maybe you end up in Dumbo, and just the people are a little more real. You can kind of just feel it.
Definitely down in Bushwick where I'm at, it's definitely more an artistic spot for sure.
I want to get into that in a second here, but for people that maybe didn't catch that first episode, we were doing a lot of lives then. It was just, I think, in between COVID, things like this. But for people that maybe want to know a little more about you, Sam, if you don't mind, tell us a little about who you are, where you're from, because you got a great story, and a little bit about your musical influences.
Yeah, man. I was born and raised in Pulaski County, Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky. Spent a couple years in Cincinnati, Ohio, playing in cover bands and stuff there. I left just because I had an uncle randomly invite me to come and work for him for the summer. So I moved to Cincinnati for a couple years, and then spent a year in Austin, Texas on a whim. Just moved out there. I wanted to be around music and got invited by, made a friend out there and invited me to New York. And I came. It was very spur of the moment. I'd never been here, never really thought about it or anything, but just got here and was within a week, I knew it felt good. This is where I wanted to be. It was something for me artistically, everything about it. I really liked it. So as far as musical influences, of course, I've drugged I still love bluegrass. I like the Americana stuff. I like a lot of the musicians. I like a lot of the artists that are out now, especially some of the Kentucky artists. I love Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers, and others I'm sure I'm missing. There's a lot of great stuff coming out of Kentucky. Always has. Anywhere near the vein of music I'm in, Americana, country, anything. There's always been a lot of great artists coming out of Kentucky.
You can't help but notice the accent. So when you're walking around town, so I want to tell everybody that you work at a guitar shop. You're at a guitar shop that hopefully we talk about here in a minute. But do they immediately ask where you're from? Because I feel like, the Northeasterners, they're always wondering, especially you got a Southern accent. They figure that you're from Alabama or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny because I work in Manhattan. And a lot of people are they say I don't hear your accent. A lot of my people I hang out with on the regular. But at work, I get asked very often, still at least once a week, probably.
And so this is what I wanted to talk about. A lot of people make this move, whether it's to LA, to Austin, to Nashville, and you made the move to New York City. How, coming from a place was it a small town in Kentucky?
Very small. The Bible Belt, no bars, no, it was a small town.
When you're making that move to New York City, how is that one perceived, I guess, to your family living in Kentucky, making this big move? Because I know that's also a big deal for them. But then also, your first night in the city, and it's noisy. I mean, that's the first thing when I realized when I moved to a big city. It's the noise and the energy. What was that feeling like for you moving to New York City?
It was all the things you just said. It is it's very noisy constantly. It takes a lot to get used to, and I'm still not used to it. There's no way to get away from people. There's nowhere to get away, totally be alone. That's a thing of the past. Yeah, so that takes a lot of getting used to. And I remember when I first got here, it was very intimidating. It was very scary. Everything looked the same. I didn't know if I was in the city. I didn't know if I was in Brooklyn. It all looked the same to me. It doesn't anymore by any means. But I remember, and I came upon a hardship really quickly here. And if you get down, it's tough to get back up. And I remember coming through that. I got this job at like a motorcycle shop way out in Queens. And the boss there, I hadn't worked there very long. And the boss there really did me a solid favor. And he threw me a lifeline and saved me. And within, a couple weeks after that, I had my own place in Brooklyn and I was doing it, man. That was the thing. I was like, not going to let it beat me. I was not going to let anything beat me. I moved to Austin for a year. And that was great right before I came here. But I remember thinking, I'm not going to let Austin beat me. It's far away. And I was determined to do the same here. And so far, I've made it.
In terms of the creativity, there's a lot of creativity when you talk about New York, whether you're painting, you're writing songs, Is it different trying to get that be in that creative zone in a busy city like this, and whether maybe you're writing it in a coffee shop compared to if you went back home to Kentucky and you're, maybe looking at the bluegrass? Is it a different feel? Can you get into that zone being in a city like New York City?
Nicholas, the only experience I've had from creativity is here in the city. I've often wondered, I want to go home for a while and stay there. I don't know what my creative process would be like there. And I'm really interested in seeing. I really want to give that a shot. I'd like to spend some time there and see how the creativity is, because all my creativities came from here. And there's a lot of longing and a lot of regret, a lot of looking back. That's what all my creativity, all my songs are about. So I don't know what it would be like from the other direction, actually.
I want to talk about your music. I think you're a wonderful singer, but also songwriter. And I'm really excited to promote a lot of the music that you have. So before we do that, I know you're a little familiar, but this is the real deal, Sam. We're not doing live. This is the real deal. You're about to enter the lightning round, so I hope you're ready.
Okay.
All right, so you being the first time being in the White Lightning, we pull over. We like to promote local businesses. I think you got a great business that you want to promote. It's actually one of my favorites, so I hope that you have, and I hope that you're about to promote it again. So, Sam, what's the local business that you want to promote with us today?
Rivington Guitars, NYC's best little guitar shop in the East Village.
And how long have you been there?
Wow. Years. Too long. I should have been a rock star by now.
I'm gonna wait for the day where you are that rock star. You go back and you maybe are, you got people outside the door. They're like, you're signing their guitars or whatever. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you buy that little guitar shop.
Yeah, man. I definitely do some shopping there for sure.
And then not only this, I know this is a little while. This is a couple years ago, but if you don't know, Sam was featured. He got an interview with the New York Post, and I think that's pretty cool. So definitely go on his Instagram here. We're gonna plug that, but it's a pretty cool story. So what we want to do is we want to promote. See, it's a beard themed show, and it's been like that for now a while. But we got a local business here. It's a small veteran-owned business called Lombard. LombardMen.com. You can also check them out on social media. That's at Lombard Hair Lotion. Sam, you got a great beard, and I'm just trying to fit in here. I'm trying to make it long, glisten in the light. It's two brothers. The great story is that one of the brothers, they wanted to go out, right? It's Alan and Mike. One of them, they're stationed in Camp Pendleton out in San Diego. He wants to go out. He doesn't have any hair product. He's decided, you know what? I'm just going to start making my own. So he did. The Lombard Men, it's great. Go check them out. They're right now out of Killeen, Texas, so right up the road here with Lampasas. But we're very excited to have them as a official sponsor of Bandwagon TV. So, Sam, you get a chance, go check them out. That's at Lombard Hair Lotion, and you can check them out on their website at lombardmen.com. Okay, Sam Phelps, are you ready, sir?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take it a little easy, but I wanted to ask you about this because I think you're a great songwriter, lyricist. So if you don't mind, when you're writing a song, what is more important to you, the music or the lyrics?
Oof. It's came to me as a songwriter to definitely be the lyrics more important. I've definitely let guitar take a back seat to the lyrics for sure. That's the kind of song that still intrigue me. I want to tell a good story, so the lyrics for me for sure.
Everybody, I think, living in whether small towns, big towns, but people that really live in big towns, it can be stressful, intimidating, and there's definitely some hard times. Do you feel like, and I've read this before, and I can't remember where, but like when you're in this good mood, this positive mood, you're actually more into the music, to where maybe if you're I don't know, negative or pessimistic or feeling down, it's more about the lyrics. Do you find, is that true?
I think so. Yeah, I connect more with those songs. I love a good sad song. Love a good sad song.
I hate to put you on the spot. Before we move on to the next question, do you have right now, what is your favorite lyric that you wrote? And I hate to put you on, but could you just tell us one lyric that you like now more than the others?
I guess maybe in the song "Leaving" that I have up, it's when the strong get hungry, the weak don't eat. I thought that was a good line.
I'm gonna plug that song because I really want everybody to hear it. So
Thank you.
we'll get back to that here in a second. So, okay, Sam Phelps, you're on stage, you're playing the guitar, but you need another instrument. Someone else is playing another instrument with you. What's it gonna be? The fiddle, the pedal steel, or the standing piano?
Wow, that's a tough one. Fiddle,
Yeah, that's a good sound.
but it's tough. It's a close one.
How about if I had said mandolin?
Maybe still the fiddle.
Okay.
Still the fiddle, but it's but all those are really tough because I love the pedal steel too. I had some. I worked with a pedal steel player a couple times last year. It was really great. It was awesome.
Yeah, you got good music to have a pedal steel with, or steel guitar. But okay, so back to great musicians. I know you're a fan of Tony Rice.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed to ask, and we're talking about mandolins as well. So Tony Rice or Ricky Skaggs?
Wow, I'm still going to have to go with Tony. That's tough though, because I think Ricky's actually from Kentucky.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm still going to have to go with Tony, man, for the songs. I mean, Ricky's got some great songs too. I don't know. I'm still going to go with Tony, but
Okay.
I've been a long time fan of Ricky Skaggs.
Yeah, he's great. Okay, you're doing great. Sam, you've now taken over the White Lightning. You're driving coast to coast. You need a musician, dead or alive, your co-pilot. Who do you got?
Wow. Man, I might go with rest in peace. I might go with Townes Earle, man. I really loved that guy's music. Really helped me find a direction. Nowhere near the same league as that guy, but he really helped me find a direction for sure.
What makes that man so great?
Again, I have to go for me. A sad song. Could write a really good sad song.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, he was great, and obviously gone too young. So
Yeah.
okay, well now he's in the truck. Are you playing one of your own? Are you playing one of your own songs? Are you playing one of his? Are you playing a random song to talk about? What are you playing when he gets into the White Lightning?
Probably going to annoy him. I'm probably going to ask him to help me. I'm probably going to think of a lot of questions, not the right ones on the spot because I'll be nervous. Probably ask him a bunch of annoying questions and probably bring up one of my songs and ask how, or no. Actually, I might go with one of his songs and why he did what, because I would, try to use that, butcher that somehow to use it in my own songwriting, that approach somehow.
That would be great. And hey, you got all the time in the world. I think you got a couple days in you if you're going from LA to New York City.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to annoy the hell out of him. A lot of questions about his songs because I'm going to try to use, get into that mindset somehow to improve myself for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Sam, you did great. Thank you so much for sharing. I think I'm really excited to do this now, and this is to promote your music. You got a great song called Leavin'. I'm personally a big fan of New York Newsstand. I want people to go and listen, follow. How do we do that? How do we follow you? How do we listen to your music?
On Instagram at Sam Phelps Music. I'm down to Instagram right now. That's kind of what my social media is, Sam Phelps Music. And you can listen to all my music on Spotify, Apple Music. I think all the platforms. I think it's on there.
Yeah, you're doing some live shows now. I know you had one in Manhattan. Do you have anything planned in terms of live coming up?
Yeah, I have two acoustic sets. I've been playing guitar with a girl from here in Brooklyn, she's in the city actually, which has been awesome. But that's just like, a side thing. We're working, maybe start trying to work together a little. I'm not sure how that's going to go yet. I'm very open to it. As far as like my live acoustic shows, I have a couple coming up. I have one in Manhattan, I think, at the beginning of July, and I have one in Brooklyn, the beginning of August, which I'll be advertising it on my Instagram page.
How is, I'm watching, like, I don't know if you're paying attention to this. It just seems to me that, country's making this movement. Americana is making this movement. I see it a lot now in England and a lot of these bigger cities, like even Boston, New England area.
Yeah.
Is Is it coming, like, do you see it coming around? People, maybe more people coming to your shows, people enjoying the music more in New York City?
I think people appreciate it a little more because it's so different here. You know, it's not a big thing here. So I think actually at my shows, I don't know that people get maybe turned off by the title of Americana or country kind of little, but when they stick around, I think people appreciate it more if they stick around and hear it. I always had good feedback and stuff. And it's funny, Nicholas, you were just saying, like you see in England and stuff. I think the guy was in England. I had a guy on Instagram send me a video, which was the coolest thing that's happened to me so far, or of him covering my song, like at a show. And it sounded like it was like a big show, like a busier show. You know, that was really cool to me. He was covering New York Newsstand Blues, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna definitely. Do you have that on? Did you post that, or did you share that, or did he share it? I know he shared it.
I only shared it in stories, but it'd be something that I would probably share again. So I probably could do that the next couple of days.
That's very cool. Well, I want everybody to go check you out, especially if they're in the city. I know my wife, she's making it for the first time to New York City. Any recommendations for someone the first time making it to the Big Apple?
I'm so terrible as a tour guide. People ask me these things all the time, and it's like I spend so much time trying to write songs in my room. Let me get back to you.
Okay. Well, Sam, sir, thank you so much for joining us. We want to, well, if I could, I'd stay here in the big city all day, every day, just hanging out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could teach me a thing or two, writing music.
Yeah, man.
Taking long walks, big city living.
Sounds like a great day to me.
Hey, I'm open. Let's go.
Let's do it, bro.
We gotta let you go, so I'm not gonna kick you out. I'm not gonna just like kick you out. I'm gonna like just gently open the door and say, all right, sir, see you later. But we need a song before we go. You sent me a video. It's a live, and just if you don't mind, just explain it where you were performing.
That's at a place called the Culture Lab in Long Island City. This was an indoor thing they did, obviously. You'll see from the video, but I've done a lot of outdoor shows there, and they have an awesome stage. It's outside. People just come in for like off the street. They walk in. The stage is pretty big. The sound is pretty big, pretty great. And people can just walk in off the street. And like I played a show there in the backdrop of like, parts of the city are in the backdrop. And I had a guy come there once and he took a bunch of drone footage, like a bunch of drone pictures. I didn't even know he was doing it. And it turned out really cool.
Cool. The Culture Lab. Well, there you go. This is Sam Phelps at the Culture Lab.
Next song is, like I was saying, it's another song about Kentucky. I wrote about my home state, sitting in my little Brooklyn apartment, watching it rain one night. It goes like this. There's lots of lonely women here. I can't keep trying to love them all. Hopes and expectations, they rise and they fall. My days are dark as nights, their wrong way. The slump that I'm in is my judgment day. Clear thoughts, I pull nothing off, nearly it brings me to tears. Going back to Kentucky, going back to Kentucky, where I might get strung out, where I might get lucky. My fingers crossed that I don't get lost going back to Kentucky. I miss the moonshine and running the roads. I miss them hills and the reality they hold. Grass is always greener, I'm that kind of guy. I live life and regret, I tell the city goodbye. My clear thoughts
brings me to tears. Going back to Kentucky, going back to Kentucky, where I might get strung out, I might get lucky, with my fingers crossed that I don't get lost, going back to Kentucky. My fingers crossed that I don't get lost. I'm going back to Kentucky. Thank you.
There you go. There's Sam Phelps in Long Island City. And what's the club called again?
The Culture Lab.
Culture Lab. There you go. That's Sam Phelps at the Culture Lab. Go check Sam out. You're going to want to check out his Instagram. Check out all the dates that he's performing live, especially you're in the big city. And who knows? Maybe Sam, he'll come out to Texas, back to Austin. You know, and enjoy, maybe what we'll do is we'll take you to Lukenbach. Did you ever make it to Lukenbach?
I've always wanted to go.
No, you need to. You can join the Picker Circle. That's where I feel like you belong, my friend.
Wow, yeah. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, so you got Lukenbach, and this is like back in the day, and this is rumors, right? But, you know, Willie Nelson, he would show up on sometimes randomly on a Thursday, and that was their big Picker Circle. I think now it's changed. It's sometimes I think Sundays now, but you got a lot of local artists coming in, and they just kind of just jam. I don't know if you've been to Ireland, but they got the Picker Circle there. You know, they got just in terms of just people bringing their instruments and just jamming in a pub. I get the same feeling at Lukenbach. So
I've always wanted to go just because of that song, just because of the Waylon. I think it was Waylon's song, his version for sure, the Lukenbach, Texas. I've always wanted to go there.
Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe it's in or on the horizon here with Sam Phelps. But sir, thank you so much. We hope to see you soon, and definitely go listen. He has a great song right now called Leavin'. Go check him out on Spotify. All right? Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Nick. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, you're welcome. I'll see you soon.
See you, brother.
I wanna take you home